Welcome to the Mind Duty. Today we bring you about 41 surprising human brain facts. Every day, humans have approximately 70,000 thoughts. Our brain allows us to shape the world, to understand everything around us, and learn new things, but we are still largely unaware of how much of our own brains function. Modern neuroscience and cognitive science have made great strides in understanding the impact of our brain on our daily operations. With it comes a wealth of knowledge and many facts about the brain that you probably aren't aware of. Here are 41 fascinating facts and stories about the human brain that will astound you. 1. Almost all colors have a physical wavelength associated with them, but magenta does not. Instead, your brain recognizes the color as not green. 2. When you sleep in a new environment for the first time, your brain processes danger and stays half awake to be more aware. 3. The effect of alcohol on the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory, is what causes blacking out after drinking. You are not forgetting anything physically. Rather, your brain becomes incapable of storing and recording new memories. 4. We cry when we are overjoyed because our hypothalamus in our brain cannot distinguish between extreme happiness and extreme sadness. 5. When we listen to music, our brain releases dopamine, which causes us to get chills. When a song moves you, it's because the anticipation of a peak moment in the song causes this release. 6. Solitary confinement has been shown to cause severe neurological damage in human brains. So much so that it can be seen on EEG scans, and solitary prisoners' brains have the same indicators as people who have had traumatic injuries. 7. During sleep, spinal fluid flows through the brain on the outside of blood vessels in the brain. This removes brain cell waste as well as specific amyloid beta protein buildups. This only happens while you're sleeping, and a buildup of the proteins that get cleaned has been linked to an increased risk of Alzheimer's. 8. Alzheimer's disease is caused by insulin resistance in the brain, which is why many people refer to it as type 3 diabetes. 9. The world's fastest supercomputer requires 24 million watts of power to run, whereas our brains require only 20 watts and run 100,000 times faster. 10. Exercise slows cognitive decline in our brains, and increased physical activity over the norm can slow brain aging by 10 years. 11. Human brains receive 20% of total oxygen from our bodies despite accounting for only 2% of our body weight. 12. Some languages do not have words for left, right, front, and back, but instead use the terms north, south, east, and west. People raised in these languages have been found to have a type of compass brain, in which they always know which direction they are oriented. 13. 73% of your brain is made up of water, which means that if you become dehydrated by more than 2%, you may experience a loss of attention, cognitive skills, and memory. 14. The brains of newborns grow rapidly. A 2-year-old baby's brain will have 80% developed. Because of this rapid development, paying close attention to your child's development in the early years has a significant impact on their ability as an adult. 15. Information transfer in our brain occurs at a rate equivalent to 260 miles per hour. 16. Yawning is a reaction that increases the amount of oxygen in your brain. Reptiles, birds, and mammals all yawn, and it's controlled by neurotransmitters in the brain. 17. The cerebellum is the part of the brain that is in control of posture, walking, and movement coordination. It weighs 150 grams and is located in the back of the brain. 18. The human brain is split into two sides, with each interacting with the opposite side of the body. While this interaction is known, the reason for it is still not understood. 19. There are 150,000 miles of blood vessels within your brain that transport blood and oxygen to various parts of the organ. 20. If you eat seafood on a regular basis, you can actually improve your memory. The fatty acids in these foods increase your brain's memory storage areas. 21. The human brain continues to develop until you are in your late 40s. It is the only organ in the body that develops for this long a period of time, and it also experiences more changes than any other organ. 22. In the human brain, 100,000 chemical reactions occur every second. 23. Before birth, babies lose roughly half of their neurons. This is known as pruning, and it eliminates any brain neurons that do not receive enough input from other areas of the brain. 24. According to studies, when mothers speak to their babies, the children learn 300 more words by the age of 2. 25. Baylor University researchers discovered that children who are deprived of touch, play, and interaction with others have brains that are 20 to 30% smaller than what is normal for their age. Child abuse can thus inhibit a child's brain development and have a negative impact on their lifetime brain development. 26. The brain is incapable of feeling pain. This enables neurosurgeons to probe areas of the brain while the patient is awake. They can then receive real-time feedback from each patient, allowing them to pinpoint specific regions, such as speech or movement. 27. Epilepsy affects approximately 5% of the world's population. However, it is estimated that 1 out of every 10 people will have a seizure during their lifetime. 28. Scratching an itch is a strange biological response from a medical perspective. It seems to hinder rather than the healing process. Itching, according to researchers, causes the release of endorphins and natural opiates, which block pain. Because scratching thus damages the skin, it causes a fresh rush of endorphins to help the pain. 29. Every time you remember something, you strengthen that memory in your brain. When you exercise the neural pathways of a memory, your brain creates new connections. The stronger a memory is, the older it is and the more times it has been remembered. 30. Your body produces a hormone during sleep that prevents you from waking up and acting out your dreams. 5 minutes after a dream, your body has forgotten half of it, and 10 minutes later, it is 90% gone from your memory. 31. Our brains can perform 10 to the 13th and 10 to the 16th operations per second. That is 1 million times the number of people on the planet. Brains, in theory, are capable of solving problems faster than any computer on the earth and possibly better than any computer that will ever exist. 32. Proper nutrition is critical for brain health. Dieting can cause the brain to begin eating independently, and malnourished fetuses or infants can suffer from cognitive and behavioral deficits. Babies require proper nutrition because their brains consume up to 50% of their total glucose supply, which is why they may need so much sleep. 33. Every day, humans have 70,000 thoughts. 34. Smell is the only sense that is directly linked to our limbic system. This region of the brain is responsible for physical, emotional, and psychological responses. All of this means that pleasant smells can drastically change our moods in an instant. 35. When a group of researchers looked at London taxi drivers, they discovered that they had a larger hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory. This implies that the more you are compelled to memorize, the larger this part of your brain becomes. 36. Making music may have a measurable effect on our brain. Researchers discovered that when guitarists are connected to electrodes, their brainwaves synchronize when they play duets. 37. The average weight of a man's brain is 2.9 pounds, and that of a 47. Over the last 5,000 years, the average size of the human brain has decreased by 9 cubic inches. Scientists aren't exactly sure why. 38. When you hit your head, what appears to be random light is actually jolts to brain cells responsible for vision. These visual hallucinations are simple reactions. 39. The brain is the only object in the world that can contemplate itself. 40. Chronic stress overloads your brain with hormones that are only meant for short-term emergency functions. As a result, long-term exposure can kill brain cells. 41. Traumatic brain injury is the leading cause of disability and death among people aged 1 to 44. Falls, car accidents, and assaults are the most common types of incidents. What do you think? Will you agree with these facts or need to add more? Leave a comment below and don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification button. If you are interested in digging up about this kind of stuff, Make sure to stay tuned with us.